Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be joining the Heffy Doodle design team, and I'm sharing my first video over on their channel today. To celebrate, I thought it'd be fun to make it a two-part video, and Heffy Doodle have kindly sponsored a £25 gift card to their online store. Stick around for details on how you can win. Today I'm using the fabulous birthday numbers die set, and I'll be sharing two completely different ways to use it in my videos. I'm also using the carnival star backdrop, happy birthday jumbo sentiment, and the lovely little borders dies. I've already made my number candles, and you can see exactly how I did that over on my other video on Heffy Doodle's channel. I'm using some buttercream Heffy Doodle cardstock, and I'm cutting the shadow piece for my sentiment using my mini die cutting machine. Next, I'm going to grab some Copic markers, and I'll be turning this into a cake for my candles to sit on. Starting with that jam filling, I'm blocking out the rough shape with a pale pink. I don't want the filling to be just a straight line. I want it to look a bit more natural than that. So with my middle shade, I'm adding some irregular drips where my jam is squishing out from between those layers. I'll add some of my darkest shade to the edges and then go back to blend that out all the way back to my lightest. Next, I'm going to give the cake layers themselves some shade and detail. To make it look rounded, I'm adding some shading to the outsides and flicking that colour in towards the middle. I also want to add some shade on the bottoms of the cake layers and underneath that jam. So, a few details for the giveaway. To enter, you do need to be sure that you're subscribed to my channel, and also please leave a comment on this video. Please share this with any of your crafty friends who you think would enjoy my videos. It really does mean such a lot to me. A huge thank you to our kind sponsors, Heffy Doodle, and if you aren't already, please do consider subscribing to their channel also. It's full of fun and inspiration, and I'm very honoured to be joining their team. Giveaway details are also in the description box below. To finish my cake, I've added some fun orange icing, again working in different shades, give some dimension, and I've got all of the colour numbers for the markers that I've used in my supplies list below. Now, I'm going to take the word part of the die and cut this from that shadow piece that I've coloured. We're doing one of my favourite die cutting techniques, Eclipse. I just have to point out that the mini die cutting machine from Heffy Doodle is totally amazing. It even cut the fine details of the sentiment to absolute perfection. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend. Be really careful not to lose any of the little bits, because you're going to need these to make this technique work. I'm layering up the words with another 3 layers underneath the cake piece so that this bit sits raised above the rest. To make it easier, I've adhered the edge piece onto another die cut shadow. This just gives us a base to work on, plus it makes sure that this outer piece goes down exactly as it should and nothing is getting warped. Then, once the stacked up words are in place, glue in all of those extra little pieces. I'm using my tool-in-one to help me make sure that they're right down onto that base piece. Adding highlights with white gel pen onto the icing and jam so that they look like they're actually wet. Then I decided to add some cake texture. I just started dotting some of those same markers I used before onto various points on the 2 cake layers. These couple of extra details really make a huge difference. Now for the background. White on white with the carnival star cover die. This just adds some interest to the background without taking away from that main attraction. A few more white highlights, and then just some sparkle to the little candle flames with a stardust pen. To help those candles pop, I'm adding a second dark blue die cut, slightly offset to give a drop shadow. Then I'm just going to glue them on top of my cake. to call out those subtle stars in the background. I'm die cutting this from the lovely little borders set. It's going to give me lots of gold mirror stars, and I'm just adding those around my cake along with a few blue gems. So here's my card. You can see how I made this double slider pop-up card over on Heffy Doodle's channel. I've linked to the video in the top right. To see a visual list of all the supplies that I've used today, please head over to my blog, which is linked below. Don't forget the giveaway, and if you aren't already subscribed, please do consider hitting that button and the bell to be notified every time I post. Have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye.